So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. What's up YouTube, Dad here from Zephyr War Games, bringing you an update to dinosaurs. Now, hopefully dinos survive the ban list, and I think this could be one of the very, very powerful meta decks that, if it does, will be very, very good. I don't expect Konami to kill the deck, considering they've just had a structure deck reprint and Baby Pterosaurus is due a foil print as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my personal build. I'm going to tell you some of the text I've put in here. We're also going to see a very, very interesting card that could be used off of Double Evolution Pill as well. With that said and done, please smash the like button, hit the notification bell and subscribe so you do not miss out on anything. Now, let's get on today's profile of dinosaurs. So, dinosaurs are an awesome deck. They got another decent amount of support when True Kings first came out, when Lithosagon was at 3. They lost Miscellaneousaurus, they took some very decent hits on the ban list, and then Konami went, you know what, we're going to give you Litho and Miscellaneousaurus back to 3. And everyone went, okay! So, you start off with their best card, Triple Soul Eating Oviraptor. As if its first effect to search out any dino wasn't, or send any dino, wasn't busted enough. It can also target any dino on the field, destroy it and revive one from the graveyard. If it's a normal monster, you chain it with Lost World, you get to pop a baby in deck anyway. Beautiful synergy. Triple Miscellaneousaurus. People want this to go to 3. It is at 3. 2 go down, get banned, go to 1, anything like that. I don't think this would be the one to get here. I think maybe Oviraptor or Baby Pterosaurus might do. I really hope they don't. And then Triple Baby Pterosaurus, pop, summon, beautiful. And the Miscellaneousaurus, the reason it's so good is you discard it, it can protect from Nibiru, Ash, any monster effect whatsoever for the entirety of the main phase, which then allows your cards to go off unhindered, unless an imperm gets dropped, and pretty much end the board on incredibly powerful kind of monster setups. And a lot of people underestimate the deck, but the deck can climb into cards like Appaloosa. Like, one of my good combos I used to be able to get away with was Appaloosa with 3 negates plus a True King of All Calamities and a rank 4 of either Dolka or Ragnar Zero. So I've then got double Petite Periodon. I wanted to put in Overtex in here just so that I can recycle my banished dinos for the grind game, and I also had another target to bring off of Double Evolution Pill to give me an additional negate. A lot of people go for UTC, which is completely fine, but sometimes going for an Overtex and you battle that out with the rest of your board can be very, very good. One of the biggest things that I don't like about this deck is the fact that if you want to play the Double Evolution Pill, it's not like the old days. So in the past you were playing like Shadow mixes, Train mixes, heavier hand trap lineup mixes, and this is when you didn't have Miscellaneous, when you didn't have Lithosagon. And Pill was always consistent that way. But now that we've got Dual Beast, everyone's kind of forcing it into the deck. I haven't relied on it so heavily because I think that, okay, getting to the Pill is consistent, but being able to resolve it successfully isn't so much. And if it gets ashed, unless you're banishing a Giant Rex, you're gonna neg too hard. So I want to put Overtex in here, but I wanted to have more lower levels, and I wanted to make the baby engine in it a little bit more successful and a little bit more consistent, which is why I've gone this route. However, if you want to, I would advise possibly putting an Overtex in here if you could cut down one of the higher level monsters, and I'll show you the exact one that you could possibly cut as well. We've then got the 1 Giant Rex, 1 is more than enough. The 1 Jirac-Aleo, you see it in your hands more times than you don't, but if you don't, I would rather, if I've got the combo to go off, banish my Miscellaneousaurus to special summon out my Jirac-Aleo to make my level 9 Synchros to help my True King of All Calamity plays, than go for the Dual Beast. However, if True King of All Calamities gets hit, then of course I would probably avoid trying to put so heavy on that and focus around, but still being able to get into a Trish or a Crocosaur is actually really, really good, because the Crocosaur is going to draw you 2 and the Trish is going to rip one from your opponent's hand. So even if VFD isn't your end board, there's still a couple of other rank 9s you could easily play and still use the True King of All Calamities deck. So what I'm saying is, don't take out your True Kings, in my opinion, because I think they're still incredibly powerful. To be able to trigger the babies off, to be able to flood the board with level 9 beaters is still very, very good and useful for the deck. We've then got the 1 Dogra and the Mayflame Kaiju, just searchable Kaiju, why not? The one Prankatops, he's still a very, very good card at 1 in any side deck. But in a deck that can search him, you'd be mad not to. The one Jeweled Beast. Now, I know a lot of people will want to play this at more. Now, my personal build, because I play the True King version, I don't want him at more than 1. I think him at 1 and double Evolution Pill at 1 is more than enough. I would even go so far as to say to cut him. I don't think he's that great, purely because the deck does not need to rely on double Evolution Pill right now. Okay, yeah, it's a nice, easy extender to get your UTC from deck or to get another card from the deck. But I don't think it's as important or better. I would much rather take him out, take out the double Evolution Pill, and possibly put in like imperms, because I'm finding myself personally putting in more hand traps just to make Pill more live when I really don't need to. I think 1 is more than enough for me right now, and I'm still umming and ahhing as to whether or not I would take him out. So I wouldn't rush to buy loads of him. I think he's an okay card right now until something else gets broken. I've then got double Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, best main deck boss monsters, or one of the best main deck boss monsters. Absolutely insane, great effect, incredibly powerful boss monster. Yeah, what more do you need to say about him? And then the spicy card, I saw a couple of people playing, which I thought, yeah, alright, it's a cool card, but I don't really want to buy into it, is Dirac Titano. Now, the reason this is so good, initially I was like, £3, might be worth buying, it's okay. Then I was like, wait, it's a fire attribute, so it helps my Agamazud consistency. It's a level 9, so it helps my True King of All Calamities consistency. But it's a level 9, it also helps my Brick consistency. So that's the and the predicament you put yourself in. But this is just a little tech card to kind of show you that for £3, you've got a level 9 fire monster that has a bit more consistency in the deck, that can actually help you get to your VFD. And that's kind of what I would rather use double Evolution Pill for, to get to that play rather than try to get anywhere else. Not to mention, with Dirac he can go up to a 4K, and he can't be targeted by card effects, by your monster's card effects or traps. So it's kind of a cool little boss monster that can't be special summoned as well. So I learned this lesson. I tried to Monster Reborn it, and I was like, oh yeah, it can't be special summoned. So it's a nice little boss monster, something a little bit different to play around with. Not a necessity. Like I said, there's probably 3 cards in here that you could easily go, alright, I'm not really feeling the techs, but they'll go. But if you do like the tech ideas, easily put them in. Triple Ash Blossom, again, fire, so it's got the consistency with Agamazud, and it's a hand trap, so you kind of need to get this to the graveyard to use it, and then Pill makes it even more accessible. The True King engine, 2 Agamazuds and the 1 Lithosagam, more than enough really. I mean, if Lithosagam was at more, you'd play him at 3, but this is all you need for the True Kings. We've got enough fires to make this hugely consistent right now. We've also got more than enough earths to make Lithosagam so live and easy. But the idea is that if you open up him plus any of the fires and a baby, he's live. That's it, off you go. But if you were to open up him and then like loads of earth and no other fire because you were only playing miscellaneous and you couldn't search miscellaneous, he was in a dead card and he was like, alright, I'm kind of suffering here. So definitely 2 and 1 ratio works out nicely. Triple Extravagance, I've seen quite a few people cut this, and again, arguably so it can be. I haven't controlled my extra deck so much to go, right, I'm putting 3s of everything in here. So Extravagance is a little bit more risky right now. But it is just the most consistent and most powerful draw card for a deck like this. You can run Desires, but then you run the risk of banishing your one-offs, especially if the banished hits them, you're going to run the risk even higher. Whereas Extravagance goes, alright, let's sacrifice some of the cards in my extra deck, some that I might not need by the time I've resolved this, but we are going to run the gamble just to get those draw 2 of losing some of the cards that I might need. Now, in my actual competitive play, this has helped me 8 times out of 10 and killed me 2 times out of 10. So I think that's a good sacrifice in my opinion. Then got Triple Lost World. Your cards can't be targeted while your opponent controls a normal monster. Give them the token. Nice. All monsters except dinos lose 500. Nice. If a normal monster would be destroyed by battle or card effects, you can send from your deck instead. Nice. Send a baby, or destroy a baby, sorry. Ooh, special summon, Overraptor, search, off you go. The amount of times I've seen a couple of people normal summon a baby Ceresaurus on the Lost World, give their opponent token and attack the baby Ceresaurus into the token just so they can trigger off another one from deck to then special summon an Overraptor is crazy. And I love this card. I think Lost World is absolutely insane. The one Dragonic Diagram, it's at 1 standard. You need it. Search out your Lithosaga, destroy your baby, full combo, off you go. The one Mystic Mine, for those times that you really need a couple of turns to build your board because everything's gone to hell, or you've bricked, or your opponent's been able to clear your board. Set rotation, because you've got Lost World, Mystic Mine, and Diagram, just do not give your opponent a Lost World in a Dinosaur Mirror. The one Terraforming, because it's at 1, and you want to get into your Diagram. Diagram's your best target for this, but then it can also get you into your Mystic Mine for your defensive plays and your Lost World for your full-on Dino plays. Triple Fossil Dig, this is the card that I could possibly see getting hit just because it's not even hard once per turn. It searches out any dino. If it was like search out a level 4 dino, it's just a rotor but not as busted, because this one can search you out your baby to get you full combo. It can search you out your Jeweled Beast, not that you kind of would if you already had your baby, and then that gets you a bit of a combo. And then you've got your Miscellaneous, you've got your Overraptor. It just searches out so many consistent targets, it's crazy. And the last 2 cards, Monster Reborn and Double Evolution Pill, because why not? Double Evolution Pill, easily searchable right now. Was searchable in the past with Overtext, and then once the shift happened, everyone cut it out. And now that we've got Jeweled Beast, everyone's putting it back in, which is what I don't understand, because ideally, I don't think it's changed that much. Like, it hasn't gone, alright, cool. Jeweled Beast searches it and means you don't have to banish your dino stuff, or Jeweled Beast isn't a dino on field or grave, so it actually acts as a different material. I mean, like, if Jeweled Beast can be treated as a dino, sea serpent or anything like that in the graveyard, reptile, broken. Like, everyone would play it. Like, definitely go into a dino deck. But right now, because the deck is quite powerful without it, in my opinion, I would use and abuse the True King engine a lot more consistently, which is what I do in this build. So that's it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. Again, relatively straightforward on this one. So we'll go through the Link monsters because we don't play as many of them. So you don't need an offensive Link monster, like a big boss monster. You can do if you want, but because your UTC is probably one of the most powerful main deck boss monsters, that kind of takes out the place. So you would rather go for defensive cards, which is why I've got the IP to get into your Unicorn for the bounce, and then the Appaloosa, which can get like 3 to 4 negates. And then you combo that off with your Phoenix, just to deal with back row damage instead of your Unicorn, and just gives you a bit more to play around with. And if you combo it off and get it to a zone that Appaloosa points to, it protects her from battle. For the Synchros, of course, Trish, because it's at 1, and the Ravenous Croconaw, which basically takes up the space of the second Trish that it had. It really depends if you think, alright, I'm going to rip one from my opponent's hand, or I'm going to draw 2. Whatever one you think is going to give you a bit more consistency. In this particular build, I would probably go for the draw 2, because you can get into your Ash Blossoms, you can get into your Pills, you can get into Jewel Beast, and get into more stuff to extend you. Whereas in another version, you might go for more Trish, especially if VFD or True King of All Calamities gets hit. I'd probably then focus more on Trish, because then you'd go into Enter Blafnir and you'd rip 2 from your opponent's hand on a consistent basis. On to the XYZs, as you've seen with Phantom Fortress Enter Blafnir. 2 True King of All Calamities. This is more so a collateral inclusion because of Pot of Extravagance. I didn't want to play it free. I think it could arguably be hit on the ban list, so I wanted to make sure that I had the versatility in my extra deck. There are other decent rank 9s that I probably still wouldn't, like I said, get rid of the True King engine, but it would probably make me think that the True King engine would then be used as better Link climb fodder rather than focusing on True King if it gets banned. We've then got a lot of rank 4s. So we've got the one Dageris. This can actually help you bring back UTC, double up UTC, or draw you out of brick hands. The one Abyss Dweller. Easily be like Tornado Dragon, anything that's a relevant rank 4 in the current meta. If you're so worried about Nibiru, which dinos really shouldn't need to be, you could put Trap Tricks Rafflesia in here, and then play the Gravedigger's Deep Hull as well. We've then got the one Lagia and the double Dolka. Dolka is more important than Lagia right now, in my opinion, which is why you, again, a kind of caution because of VFD, that you kind of want it to work that way as well. And then finally, the one card that I always put in my decks is Ragnar Zero, because you combo this off with Lost World. Sometimes this is better than a Dolka. Now yes, Dolka negates monster effects twice, but the whole idea is that you can end your board on a VFD, so monster effects aren't going to happen. You end on an Appaloosa. Again, anything that does happen, you negate. You then go with a Ragnar instead of a Dolka or a Lagia. They just normal summon a monster thinking, okay, I'm going to drop like an Honest Neos, or I'm going to put a monster in attack mode, anything like that. You just go, okay, cool, Ragnar detach, pop, draw. Now it only works the first time you do it to your opponent, because your opponent's like, I don't know what this card does. I haven't seen this for years, or I've never seen it, and they're like, alright, cool, whatever. He's just put like a really weird rank 4 on board. You go, okay, cool. Normal summon, you go, yeah, chain Ragnar detach, and they're like, what does it do? And I go, oh, well, I pop that because it's got different attack from its original because of Lost World, and I get to draw a card, and they're like, oh, that card does that. I probably should have read. But yeah, this is just a tech I put in. You can easily take it out for any rank 4 you want. It's just something that I kind of like putting in my decks. And then you can probably adapt this to be like more super polycentric if you wanted to get rid of like the extravagance, or you don't have the extravagance, or you don't want to play the extravagance. You can then control your X deck a lot more by dropping your Dolkas down, dropping your True King of all Calamities down, and just kind of putting more of a range in your X deck as well. So it gives you full versatility depending on what kind of build and play you wanted to go for. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for Dinos. Again, absolutely love this deck. Really, really hope it survives the ban list. I mean, it's not destroying metas, which is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it goes under the radar, that Konami are like, yeah, Dinos are good, but they're not really destroying anyone, so I don't think we need to touch them. None of their cards are that busted because we're just not looking at it right. And you're like, yes, stay away from my Dinos. Please, please, please stay away from my Dinos. But one day this deck will be back to being insane, like no doubt about it. If Denlong comes back and they don't touch Dinos, like, I think if they take out the VFD engine, it still keeps Dinos being very, very competitive and very, very powerful. It just takes out the degenerate kind of entire lockdown for a turn. Anyway, that is it for the Dinos. I hope this has been a decent enough explanation for you and you can kind of understand the routes that I'm going with it and the reason that I made the build the way I did. For now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And as always, guys, happy dueling!